Nice.
Gala Games. No, music. Wait, where do we work? It's music. Gala Music, how is it doing? How's it doing? Man, I'm fried, huh? How are you doing? I am thrilled today to be joined by G2. How's it going, sir?
Good man, everything's great. Glad to be here. Thank you for taking the time. I love talking about myself, so this is great.
I also love talking about myself, so I think we're going to get along just fine.
Yeah,
I'm excited to have you join the platform. I know the community is excited. Yeah, you just rolled in. You just went for a run. I could not go for a run and then jump into an interview. I wouldn't be able to handle
yeah. Hey, they say it gets easier, but man, it doesn't. Every time, every time it's hard, man.
it. I'm at a point in my life now where I feel like even though I should be in better shape, I'm not going to start running. It's too late for me now.
Hey, that's what I said. I only just started running like maybe a year and a half ago, and like I said, I thought it'd be a lot easier, but actually today was more motivational because I was like, oh shoot, I got 2 o'clock. And I was running faster.
As always, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the YouTube chat or in Discord so we can answer them. Yeah, Gala Music Player and YouTube discombobulation caused from too much Discord. That is a fact. So, yeah, first of all, you're from Dallas. I don't think
Yeah, I grew up in Dallas.
I don't think we have any artists from Dallas yet, but I've seen some pictures of you in cowboy hats, and you make it work.
Thanks, man. I mean, I felt like I'm so Texas. Everything that I am as an artist and as a person, I have a lot of influence from Texas. But I realized I didn't own any of my own cowboy hat or boots, and I was shooting a music video at the time in Austin, and I just thought it was the perfect time. I had to.
If you're from Texas, that's like a big commitment, right? Like finding the right hat.
Yeah, definitely. But where I grew up in Dallas, not a lot of too many cowboys out there. So I learned a lot buying my own hat. There's a whole game to it. There's the Rolls Royce of the brands. There's the cheap kinds. Um, but yeah, that's Texas for you.
Which way did you go? Did you go Rolls Royce or you go entry level for your hat?
For the cowboy hat, I went full. I went for the good kind because my Texas friends convinced me I had to go the Rolls Royce kind, and I had to listen to them.
I like that. Do people know, like there's hat people, like you're out on the street, you'll get a nod like, hey, that's a nice hat.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you have a beard or like I have dreads and you see someone with a beard or dreads, you kind of acknowledge each other. There is like a cowboy acknowledgement there too. They're like, oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, probably same thing with the boots, right? Like someone sees you
Yeah,
with
yeah,
kicks on.
definitely. But boots it's a half and half because I get a lot of compliments from girls too. So it's kind of cool, but I'm like, is this too like is this too not manly enough? Like,
I think it's probably great. It's same as like a nice
yeah,
watch, right? But you have nice boots on. Like you recognize, you're like, oh, this guy's rolling a little bit.
yeah, that's absolutely true.
You grew up in Dallas. When did you start getting into music?
Well, so first of all, I like to start by telling you and like the Discord and the Gala Music people. Like, I'm super new to Discord itself. Like, I don't want to say old soul just because that might sound like an excuse, but yeah, I'm like super new to the whole world. So this was very exciting. It's exciting to talk about me, like again, for the people who don't know. Growing up in Dallas, I was always I was trying to pursue art in the beginning, and the music thing was just always like my own way of rebelling in my teenage years, not knowing what to do. Uh, I think a lot of friends around me, they had their like life planned. They knew what college they were going to. They knew like all the pre-steps, like college applications, all the majors. And the only thing that I really had going for myself was just an art portfolio to go to art college. And I was always doing music on the side. And long story short, the art school didn't work out. And and I was just looking around and I felt like I was behind compared to everybody else. And the only thing that was just continuously, just kind of like a constant thing for me in my life at the time was just music. And did like a year of community college, and not trying to talk down on community college, it's great, but just gave me like a really insight on, like, I guess my discipline on, finishing school and all that. I was just not having it. I was 19 at the time, so I was like, you know what? I think music is a very good career. Oh boy, was I wrong?
Yeah, so similar story, I think, except that I was smart enough. All my friends were also deadbeats, and so I didn't have to worry about them like going to college and being successful. I went to community college out of high school. I was like, this doesn't make the most sense for me right now.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back to school later on because it took me a while to sort myself out.
Yeah, and I think that's why community colleges are great, because it's you could still kind of be your young self and have, the right amount of passion for something later. I'm gonna figure it out. But for me, like at that age, I was just you're just more fixated on your emotions and what you like at that time. And even like I was just I think thinking back, I was just so angry and just so hurt that I didn't pursue art, that I was just jaded. And I was taking art classes in community college, and I just thought I was better than everybody else. Like I thought I was better than the teacher. I was like, what am I doing here learning algebra again with a bunch of, like middle-aged people, like even grandmas, grandpas. It just felt so odd, and I just never felt so lost in my life. And with going back to like a friend's house who I grew up with, just doing music. He was an older guy, a big brother of mine. And so just hanging out with older folks, it just felt like where I belonged, just made more sense. And especially growing up in Texas and with my color, like just being Asian, and at that time, like rapping, I felt like I really belonged with like people that, spoke and looked like me, which was Korea. And I just thought like Korea was just like a shortcut because I spoke fair Korean. It wasn't that good, but I spoke English, and I thought that was like a very big strength of mine to take my talent.
So you went and actually launched your music career in Korea.
Yeah. I had this weird, just nonsensical burst of confidence, like ego, just because I was 19. My mom and my parents had separated around the similar time, so my mom was in Korea and my sister. So it was kind of like, do I want to live with mom or dad? Even at 19, I just thought, like, you know what, like let me just go just across seas and just see what's that about. Because from Dallas, like going anywhere else was just a very daunting decision. I was in that moment. I was like, "What do I want to do? Go to California?" That sounded so much farther away than actual like across the seas. And yeah, and I just didn't really think much of it and just went. And throughout my career, just kind of I got really lucky. Just had a lot of I was just that open for a lot of opportunities. So just being a yes man just kind of helped me flow through the career, and here I am.
It wasn't harder going in like you're kind of an outsider going into music from the US. It wasn't tough to break into the scene there.
I think it just came with the age that I just didn't. I was distracted because in the States was 21 and up for drinking. In Korea it's like 19. You turn like 20 or 19. So like when I went, I was like the age of drinking, just blinded by the neon lights, and just it just felt like a vacation for a long time. But just anybody goes through identity crisis, but as an immigrant child and growing up in Dallas, went through a similar identity crisis, or even more so. And I think that's what shifted me to Korea. And later on, it kind of did catch up. That the same identity crisis did catch up because I felt like I didn't belong to both. When I hit a certain age, I was like, am I American or am I Korean? Like I didn't understand like where I stood because it was just such a pivotal. I moved at such a pivotal moment in my life, and just keeping busy with just adolescent, just rebellious stage and just music. Everything worked out for the best, but you know, I did still have to go through that like later on in my life, like just learning actual adult discipline, like just trying to remember things like who my real friends are, like where my home is, all this introspective stuff. Definitely.
I'm still trying to figure out a lot of that stuff. I think you're always going through that.
Exactly. And see, and figuring that out is also like a whole new chapter. And it's me going through all that. Now I know that that's something that, you know, you just gotta kind of learn and just embrace.
Yeah, for sure. You're in LA.
I'm in LA.
How
Uh,
is there a difference in the scene in the industry between like the US, like LA based music, and the industry in Korea?
yeah, there's definitely like if you dig in, there's definitely like all these similarities, all these differences. It just depends on what kind of perspective and what how deep you're in and like how you are as as cliche as it sounds, like how you are mentally and how you see things is just very different because you could be in a can I curse on here? I'll try to limit myself. I always call myself a couple of times.
I think you're okay.
All right, okay. All right, because if you're in a shitty mood, anywhere you go, everything's gonna look like shit, you know. And sorry, I'm like digressing, but what I'm trying to say is like a high concentration of like industry scenes like LA or Seoul, they have similar things where I always tell people like I don't ever compare LA to like Korea as a country. I just compare like Seoul and LA because everybody travels to this one spot to make it, and I think that drive it just creates more competition, creates more false hopes, but creates bigger rewards, higher risks. So in that along that sense, I think the industry is very similar because if you like go into a community, everything becomes saturated and all your knowledge becomes you become too aware, and at the end of the day, everything becomes everything and it becomes the same like rational size. You could go to any K towns, any cities, and you could live there for 10 plus years, and you'll know everything by like the back of your hands. And it's the way you perceive things, and just I think that's why as an artist, it's important to travel more and just kind of keep yourself like out of the. Once you become inside the loop, it's important to just kind of snap out of it and then come back and readjust. But like, yeah, this is a metaphor that I recently came with is just I've just felt like LA or even Seoul, just especially LA. I think everybody was a shit in their hometown separately, respectfully, and they all come in this hub and they were like this big. I was a shit back in my hometown, and everybody has this like this thing like everybody. So this is great because I'm surrounded by one of the greatest like artists, the biggest competition in the world, but also you got to learn how to filter all the whack shit out.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, you're a rapper from Dallas.
Yes, sir.
We don't we don't have a lot of exposure to Korean music in the US outside of K-pop, which is obviously massive globally.
Yeah.
How big are the other music scenes in Korea? Like you go there to launch a rap career. Is there a big
Yeah.
rap scene there, or is it like 95% K-pop, or is that just what ignorant Americans think?
Well, personally, I don't know. I'm always scared to talk about K-pop because there's a massive fan. I'm always trying to get on the good side. But yeah, that's a funny thing too because when K-pop was like super popping off in the States, like I would just go about my day in Korea and it wasn't as big as like K-pop. Like if I go to a K barbecue spot in Korea, I would hear just regular songs, like top 100 songs. I would hear the songs from like it just depends on what worker's phone is plugged into, but But if you go into the States and you go to K-Town and you go to Korean barbecue, it's just all like super K-pop. It's just super concentrated on that scene. So just I think it's just like that. Like of course K-pop is big in Korea, but it's not like in your face like marketed. Like there's not like a K-pop store every corner. You know, yeah, and in Korea, the greatest thing about Korea is that the Seoul is just like this, is just such a fast pace, just massive, and there's these small pockets and small niches that you could find yourself in. There's a big underground scene for obviously for hip hop. It became very mainstream over the years. There's a huge scene for jazz, contemporary music. Uh, there's a huge scene for everything like rock. There's a big appreciation for a lot of cultures, and I think it's because uh, Korean people, like Korea, the country itself in general, we're very fast, and it reflects a lot on the Western culture because of the I might be talking out of my ass, but because of the relationship with the U.S. and whatnot, Korea has like everything, even for like food. Yeah, if you want a dope smash burger, you can find a dope smash burger place. I used to work at this dope ass taco spot for a year and a half when I first moved there. Um, yeah, it's very cultured. There's small niches and small spots.
Nice. I like that. Um, yeah, your music is pretty global. Like when you go on Spotify, you can look at like where people are listening.
Hmm.
And I was checking yours out, like your top five big pockets were all over the place. So like Seoul, Bangkok, London, LA,
Mm,
and Jakarta, which
yeah.
is nuts. How do you think you're getting that reach?
Well, in Korea, I was on this show that helped me put myself on the I guess the mainstream section, I guess. But it was like a rap hip hop competition, and that grew. And I think as social media and as K-pop and the Korean culture itself in general, as it grew, just a lot of fans just took interest in that genre, and a lot of people that I've worked with, a lot of people, like I said, it's a very concentrated place, so it's very easy to network and easy to grow. But I would say personally, it was hard for me to kind of break out of that, kind of expand from that, because I always tell people the show is called Show Me the Money, and there's a lot of fans for that show, and of course there's fans of me, but there's a lot of fan of the show. You know what I mean? And and I think me transitioning from Korea to here is so I can try to expand out of that bubble, so I could have more G2 fans rather than, oh, I like K-pop, K-rap, and they're fans from like that web.
Yeah, yeah. Is it like American Idol, but with
Yeah, yeah.
huh?
It's the same competition. Like yeah, Mass or not Mass Singer. What was the Voice?
Yep.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh man. Yeah, it was pretty terrifying, man. Just didn't have a lot of experience, so just jumping right into that. Uh, because Korea has a huge. I'm pretty sure same thing for every country in the United States, but from what I heard and seen, Korea has this huge production. Every production is huge, and just imagine just performing in front of like your peers and other people, like 20,000, 10,000 people with like 20, 50 cameras in front of you. It's pretty intimidating, and just stuck in a room with like 50 other rappers, just like they're all rehearsing under their breath, and like I'm about to go on in like 5 minutes. It's just the most nervous wrecking thing ever. But overall, great experience. But yeah, it was cool because I got to have make a lot of fans, and yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense though. Like that was a great stepping off point, but you don't want that to define you. Like come back over here and, grow
Exactly.
big.
And it was more of a personal thing too for me because I was in Korea for 8 years, and it just I just had to kind of figure myself out on as to where like, okay, I was 19. I wanted to pursue music. I wanted to become a rapper, and then I went to Korea and I did. And like I wasn't happy with that. Like, what else? What did I? Is this what I like? Is this was this really my dream? Like, maybe there was something more in store because I felt like, okay, cool. I'm in Korea. A lot of I pursue what I pursued, but what am I doing here? You know, there's this whole globe. There's this whole section of people that doesn't know me that maybe they want to get to know me like a deeper side. And I felt like I was just so fixated on the identity thing where like I was just trying to like rap in Korean, do the most, but I'm like, what? Well, hold on, I speak English, and just wanted to just, uh, I guess, think. I don't want to say dream bigger, but just wanted to have like more platforms and just have more freedom and just just straight up like travel more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Who are your influences musically?
musically. Oh man, shoot. That's a good question. That's a question I always get asked, but such a tough one. Um, musically, I think I grew up just because my the big homie I told you about earlier, he was a big Erica Badu guy. So at a young age, I listened to a lot of Erica Badu. My sister plays the bass, and so she was in contemporary jazz. So like I was listening to a lot of like jazz, like Herbie Hancock. Um, on the hip hop side, I always listen to. I'm still a big fan of Mos Def. Yeah, just those lines, just super jazzy. That's like my go to, like my safe sound.
Hmm. I don't hear that from a lot of people. Not a
Oh
lot,
yeah,
not a lot of jazz out there right now. It's great to hear.
yeah. Cause it's like I could say who I listen to, like I like now, but I always like to try to tap in with like the now and a few years back where I was.
Right.
Because
Who are you?
now, now it could be anybody. Like I went to Coachella once and I was listening to house EDM for like, yeah,
Yeah, I've bounced around everywhere. Like through Gala, I'm discovering so much new music and new artists that like it feels like every day there's like a new list I'm putting together, people to listen to.
yeah. That's something that I was looking forward to. Because like I said, I'm super new to Discord, but I've always wanted to. It's always hard to just like jump into like a new technology or a game, and that's one of the things I was looking forward to is finding new artists to maybe collaborate with or just explore. Because I always blamed. It's always me to blame, but in Seoul, it was hard to just reach out to new artists or new just out of like just out of my radius, and that's what I was looking forward to too.
Yeah, Discord can be a little intimidating if you haven't used it. Its background, I think, was mostly used for like gaming. So I joined Discord 100 years ago just through like gaming, and then when I joined for Gala, it made sense. But there's a lot of people who have it,
Mm,
and as a social platform, it can be kind of a lot. I think as a place to like meet people and network, and especially collab, it's great.
yeah, yeah.
It's early enough. I think we only have like 40-ish artists on our platform. We launch next week. But everybody's super nice. They like connecting with each other. We just recently, Just Shockey, one of our artists, was traveling and was going to be in the same town as Valerie Ann, who's one of our artists. And like on Discord, they're like, "Hey, I'm here. Hit me up." And like they got together and like posted a selfie.
See,
Uh,
that's awesome, man.
it's super fun. We have a lot of artists who like know each other in LA and like they'll appear in each other's songs. So, and
Nice.
for us, it's super exciting. Like we like that. Like if we're a fan of you and we're a fan of somebody else, it's cool to see these people
Yeah,
who we're interacting with doing stuff together, you know?
it's kind of like introducing two friends, and then they get along. You're like, oh, cool. Like I did that.
100%. It's like
Yeah,
music friends, and like we want that. It's like, oh
yeah.
yeah, collab. This is great.
That's great. That's awesome, man.
Why Gala? Why get into NFTs and Web3?
I mean, when I first moved to LA like 2 years ago, everybody's like, you should get into coin, you should get a Discord, you should do Twitch, or you should do TikTok, and like you hear all these things, and especially with like NFT, I was very interested, but I I always have trouble finding practical steps to get to that. Like I'm pretty sure everybody does, like that ADHD in them. Um, and I do art. Just recently bought like an iPad at the time, just on Procreate. I was trying to save money on my single art so I could draw myself. And now that I've gotten better, I'm like, maybe I can really do this. And everything just kind of flowed, just super, just naturally, organically. And I had a friend that introduced me to Gala, and that just the NFT thing just snapped right away because I was always trying to, ease my art into NFT or just however possible. And Gala Music with the song and my cover art, it was just like a perfect just mashup. Didn't really have to think too much of it, like I've got to do this, I got to do that. It's like, all right, cool. I have a song, I have a single cover that I have. Like, let's do it. And by doing this, I was hoping I could just like learn more on like with the community and going back to like the whole the TV shows and all the recognition and stuff, like the fans. I always like to be very direct and communicate with the fans too. And so the community part really, really enticed me because I like talking to people. I like showing people that like all these people like usually put artists like on a pedestal and it gets very swayed easily. And I just want to just be homies with everybody. And so that's the part that I really wanted to kind of get into and just like talk and just because I can't really front. Like it makes me cringe like doing like everything just by myself. Like I want somebody to share with. All my standard of what's cool, what I'm like, what I like doing, it all stems from people that I respect and people that I love and people that I like to show it off to. Because at the end of the day, I got into this because I like to show off and I like to, get affirmation and be liked. Like when I was younger, and I would like to still believe that I still have that and with the arts and NFTs, I just like to just what good is it if I just have it on my hard drive?
Yeah, for sure. I think through NFTs and Web3, we're finding a way to really connect artists with fans, which is for me super exciting. Having people come in, like you said, just come into Discord and just be homies, just hang out. Hey, how's everybody doing? And have these conversations, I think is super cool because you wouldn't normally be able to do that with artists.
Yeah. So even now, I have I don't know if you know, like there's this app called Kakao Talk. There's only like 9 people in this. It's a messaging system, like a Korean message system, and I still have like 9 fans that from Korea that we just keep in contact with. And yeah. And just you see a lot of like when you meet a fan, you can really tell that they really fuck with you. Like they really fuck with you as a person and as an artist. So like that really means a lot to me, because there's some fans that's like, oh, like yeah, like when's the new music dropping? I'm like, I just dropped it last week, actually. Come check it out. There's those, but then there's some fans that are like, man, I've been following you from this day. Like, I've been doing this. Like, I'm going to go to your show next week. Like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, those ones hit different. I'm like, bro, come on, let's go. Like, we need to talk. Let's get a drink.
That's what we all want, right? Let's go get a drink with our favorite artists. And
yeah. I mean, I'm happy to do that, dude. Split the check.
Right. Before I forget, I know you have a gig coming up that we wanted to talk about, right?
Thank you. Yeah, almost forgot. I have a gig with my fellow artist, whom I've been a fan for years. Year the Ox, they're a rap duo from Virginia. Lyrics and Jay Young, they're a rap duo called Ear the Ox. Super dope, talented rappers. Juno Flow, he was in Korea for a couple of years. That's where I met him. He's from LA, did the show with me. Super talented. And Justin Park, he's a super talented artist, singer as well. we just got together and just decided to do a show, and that eventually stemmed into us making a whole compilation album. And we were just great friends in general. So all the process of the song to the videos to the mixing to everything, planning of the show, uh, just all came really organically. So you could really feel that energy. And so we're doing the show on the 26th. It's on a Sunday, and so I don't know who's listening because I'm just seeing you right now. But if people out there interested in the LA area, go get your tickets. It's in downtown at the 1720 Warehouse.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll drop that in Discord too. We have a lot of people who are in LA, which is great.
Yeah.
I just wrote down Year of the Ox to put on my list to listen to. Anytime anybody shouts out names, I write it down to go check out.
Yeah, dude. I think you'll love, like, you gotta love them. Like if you're a music head, and like you gotta love them. They're just super talented, super dope. Like they're Korean American, but like it's weird when once you have like a top five. It's weird for me to even say it like this, but like I would definitely put them in my top five. Just everyone included. They're just that dope to me.
Top five, like,
Just all time, like all time.
wow. Okay, that's high praise.
Yeah, that's high praise, man. Like that, I just love them that much, and like I just grew up with them. Just listening to them back from like the YouTube days, so they just mean a lot more to me. Um, and also speaking of, we got the two singles and the two music videos dropping. I'm not sure if it's tonight or tomorrow night. I always get the PST and the Eastern time confused. But yeah, it's dropping soon.
Awesome. You have a lot going on.
Yeah. Trying to. And independent artists is you gotta stay busy.
Yeah, for sure. What else do you have planned coming up for this year?
Just that. Just hoping just more solo music. Just and since I'm like in the Gala Music, the world now, I do want to be more communicative with like the fans, or like even you, and maybe like match the dates better for like just the Web 2 releases, or just the Web 3 releases. So I just want to just do more and much as possible, just maximize all the tools and the platforms that I have. So I have a bunch of unreleased music, might release it through here, both, or just even more art. So yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we'll get you on a Discord. We'll drop info about your gig. We'll get you hooked up with the other Gala artists so we can start collabing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. I don't have any other questions from anybody. Anything else you think we need to know about you?
Oh shoot.
I know that's a really big, vague thing to say.
Yeah, I know. I got a question for you. Where are you at?
I'm in Western Massachusetts.
Oh, so you're in the east side. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, are you a musician yourself?
I'm not. I just love music, and so it worked out that this spot popped up with Gala to be community manager, and I jumped on it because this is like dream gig, right? Like talking to artists and being involved in stuff, and helping to get this community going. So yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, man, dude, that's awesome, man. Because as an artist, I feel like we all need someone like you or someone like Gala, because all my life I grew up thinking, man, I'll do music and I'll be happy, right? But there's just so much more involved once you get to. It's kind of, I always compare it to like playing a game of cards or something, just a board game. You see the rules, you see the pictures, and it seems simple enough until you play the game, and that's how you learn the rules. And there's so much other factors involved. So just talking to even someone like you, just getting those questions asked is everything, man. Because man, there's so much more than just making and creating. There's so much more to it.
Yeah, it sounds so glamorous, right? But then when you're actually doing it, there's so much involved in the actual business and marketing and the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. And just just even this conversation helps me, build confidence and build like more, and just creates this like, all right, cool, like I got my thoughts out, and someone like Taco knows who I am. Let's get this. It's another level of just motivation.
You're giving me way too much credit there. But,
No, man. Hey, but and I think it's because I heard a lot about you from the Gala folks, or from Keanu and Audra. They were just like, man, you got to meet Taco. You got to do the interview with Taco. Like, he's great. He's awesome. I'm like, all right, let's see how great Taco is, man. They got me all nervous. That's why I went for the run.
Oh God, I shouldn't make anybody nervous, but I appreciate that. I'm glad they're saying nice things.
You made this very comfortable and very awesome. I was very excited to just get myself out there to on the AMA. So this is awesome.
Now, yeah, just introducing people, trying to get to know artists.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know how to make it feel like formal. Like, I make this up, and for me, it's just like, let's talk about cowboy hats and K-pop, and
Hey man, I could talk about cowboy hats all day, man. I picked up a couple more hats the other day, so shoot.
Oh, how many cowboy hats do you have?
I think I got I got 3 now. Got 3, and I found a new brand I like. I don't think they're considered cowboy hats, but Brixton is like one of my favorite brands now. They make good hats, and it's affordable, under $100. So.
I just know Stetson.
Oh yeah, that's the Stetson, bro. Yeah, that's the first cowboy hat I got. There, you know it, bro. Let's go.
That's the one. If you're gonna get a hat collection, you start there, right?
Yeah, dude, that was the rolls I was talking about.
See, I know what's up.
Dude, that's awesome, man. All the way out of Massachusetts, Stetson. That's awesome.
I know a little bit about a lot of stuff.
Nice. That's why you're the community manager.
Ryan,
everything.
Thanks a lot for taking the time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it.
This was great. You seem super cool. I think the community is going to love you. They already like your music. People are already popping up in there right now.
Nice.
Easy Pick said your teaser's fire, so that's great news.
Thank you. And also, one last thing before I go, I had since my move to LA, I released my 4 first solo singles out in LA, and with videos, and everybody go check it out. The views are super low because I just uploaded them, and I don't know how to market on Instagram. I just post it up like, hey.
It's on YouTube. Everybody go check it out on YouTube.
Yep.
Let's get those subs up.
Let's do it.
And also, I just got a message from Paul, my producer, saying like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe,
for this channel. Apparently, we need that. Thank you, Paul, for reminding me to do my job. Somebody has to. Awesome. Thanks so much, man. And we will see you soon in Discord. And your track is dropping tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. 2 songs, 2 videos, dropping everywhere on all the platforms. And our NFT drop with Gala Music is dropping on the 26th. Is it?
I thought it was dropping tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? Is it 20? I thought it was oh my God, I am so stupid. Hold on. Is it the 20? Oh man, you're right.
We're selling your track tomorrow.
Oh my God, I am so stupid. I thought it was like, got the dates mixed up. Is this live? We can't shoot that.
This is live, and that's amazing. I love that. I'm glad we got on this call.
That means, oh man, yeah, exactly. Everybody's reminding each other. Oh, that means I got 3 songs dropping. I got 1 NFT dropping with Gala Music. I got 2 singles, and the videos dropping with the boys. Let's go.
So everybody check all of that out.
All of that. Everybody got a busy day tomorrow, man. It's all about me tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, man. I'll see you soon.